Okay.
That's the sign right there.
There's Ray's sign.
I saw the sign. It opened up my mind.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. We're live since 15 seconds now.
If you want to be enlightened.
So welcome everybody. I hope that I'm doing right and that we're really live. This is a most extraordinary time and a most extraordinary moment that we four are sitting together almost at the same spot. Oops. So
history. Huh?
it's yeah, where we all already been together? Yes, of course, last year together physically at the Mount Shasta Summer Conference with Robert Potter. So we are all guests for each other. I'm Rob's guest, Ray's my guest, Omnec is Rob's guest, Omnec is my guest. We are our guests and the hosts. We are a panel. We are all trying to, yeah, we are just showing ourselves and announcing our events.
And guests for the rest of the world.
And we are the guests for the rest of the world. That's what we are. So welcome everybody. Have a wonderful evening with us. And I give directly the word to Mr. Robert Potter in Mount Shasta. Hey, Rob.
How's it going? Pleasure to be here with you all. Yeah, for you folks in America, this is a chance for you to hear a little bit update from Omnec and Raymond. And we're here to support Anja. Please share about your conference if you want to share a screen for people in English who might be interested in coming. Raymond will be speaking English. Omnec will be speaking English. And a woman named Tonia Madenford. Most of the conference will be in German. But if you want a chance to go and meet Omnec and Raymond, since they don't speak German, they'll have lots of time to talk to you.
Yeah, I just learned something. Nobody told me that the ultimative is not the correct word, right? It's the ultimate UFO conference. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. It's ultimate,
Ultimate.
Yeah, MATE, not TIV.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Nobody told me. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I have been, this is online since 1 year. Wrong.
Yeah, Jesus is verrückt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just verrückt. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the ultimate UFO disclosure conference. Actually, it was Ray's idea to give this title 2 years ago when he was in Germany. And now Omnec has returned to Germany for the first time in 8 years. She's now here with us. So this is really the ultimate meeting and the ultimate disclosure conference that's going to start in 2 days in the big city hall in Memmingen in southern Germany, the large city hall. And you mentioned it already, Rob, that we have really 3 speakers from America. It's Onec, it's Dr. Raymond Keller, and it's Tonia Madenford. And they are going to be translated, of course, to German. That's clear. The German speakers are not translated back to English, so that doesn't matter. Anybody who is interested in listening to, especially Omnec and Ray, get your live stream tickets because we have live stream available. I hired a professional TV team. And they're setting up 3 cameras, and everything is going to be really, really on a top level from concerning technology and quality. So you can look here on this page on this menu button tickets. And there you can see that you can purchase live stream tickets. I ceased the selling of in-person tickets today because I'm busy with now getting myself and my stuff and everything together because I'm going to the hall already tomorrow. And yeah, that's
where is the hall tomorrow?
Sorry?
Tell them the location of the hall.
The location is in Memmingen in southern Germany. It's not Bavaria. It's Bavaria. Yes, it is Bavaria. I'm sorry. It is really on the border between Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg, so it's not far away from Munich.
Okay, wonderful. And okay, so and it's called venusspirit.com, folks. I'm going to go ahead and share, and we're going to get right into the thing, but I'm going to share my summer conference here as well. This is my website, and I have a website within a website. You can learn about me, and Raymond Keller's got up here truth references. This is filled with Venusian messages, a lot of different things. These are really good. And Raymond Keller's got so many articles from his books. It's amazing. So you want to buy tickets to my conference and meet Raymond Keller, a real resident alien. You come here. This is one of the most informative ones, tells you about what to come, where to bring. We're going to have Louis Martens. Here's our lineup of speakers. I'm not going to go real long here because I want I want to have some questions I want to ask Raymond and Omnec. So here's the speakers, and a lot of them are doing workshops. We got 4 days. Uh, we're doing catered meals. We got schedules up, all ready to go. So this is our speakers. So we have some beautiful music, food. We're surrounded by a national forest. There's, addresses, and you want to know where to stay. You don't want to camp with us. You can go to all of these links: Airbnb, breakfast, uh, free camping. Some are farther away than others. You'll have to check it out. These are the airports you come in. So that's my summer conference, the Mount Shasta Summer Conference on thepromiserevealed.net. Well, let's get right into the interview, if I may start.
You're my guest.
My dear beloved Omnec, ladies and gentlemen, who came here at the age of 148 in 1948.
55.
1955. Well, is that when you left Venus? Weren't you in the Tibet for a little bit?
When I first came, we arrived in the spaceship, actually in Arizona, and we had a Martian contactee here waiting for us, and he brought a big Cadillac car to pick us up, and we drove from there to a bigger ship, and then we went all the way to Tibet.
Sweet.
And Tibet is a place where all extraterrestrials go when they come to Earth to adjust to the energy and the gravity in eating food and speaking, because sometimes we have to learn how to use our vocal cords because we exist on the astral and we don't have a physical body. So this is new for us.
So you don't even talk, right? Everything's telepathic.
That's exactly right. And we manifest what we need. We don't have to eat. We take the energy from that dimension, and that sustains us.
I'm going to tell a quick little funny story. And the monks in the Tibet, in Katsapuri Monastery, there's a master there at that time. His name is Fubi Kwanz, and he is associated with the Venusian science, what we call the Nada Shringa sound current and the neurolife illumination force, the sound current. And the Singhs, Guru Nanak, and all those guys with the white and swords, they've been teaching the science of Ekankar since before Paul Twitchell. But Omnec has been very, she was like a little girl, and she had been here for a short time, and they show her, they go, here's a toilet, you're going to have to go here. And she said, that's disgusting. I'm not going to do that. So
Yeah.
that was her welcome. So Omnec, I have a question here. You came to Earth in your final years of service to finish up your karma, and you wrote this beautiful book. My From Venus I Came, and then you have the other one, the trilogy there. You have
Angels Don't Cry.
Oh my God. And I cried like a baby. It's about how you thought.
But my grandma said angels don't cry because they cry for others rather than themselves. And so I wrote the book because it was my terrible, painful life on Earth.
Yeah, but you've forgiven everyone. So let's go into the modern day update of what's taking place. Recently, we've been talking around Easter, and I was having some experiences, and you said, I know, and you told me some things. We won't go into some of the private stuff we're talking about, but you had spoken with your Uncle Odin, and could you tell as much as possible? You said that we're a little faster on track for the divine plan and for the liberation of Earth to kind of be coming up. Can you share as much as you can about the positive changes?
Well, I didn't know that this event was taking place because I had a mission, but my master said, we have something for you to do. And of course, I do what they tell me, but I didn't understand. I started a meditation one day of the week on Wednesday, and you meditate anytime you want to. Because there's different time zones. And the whole reason is so that there's a 24-hour period of doing meditations as groups or alone. And you can get together and have a buffet and enjoy yourself, or just get together and do mantras together. But it's important that you do it yourself and you choose a time that's better for you. and so now we got a spiritual united force.
Right. That Dr. Frank Strange.
Every Wednesday, 24 hours, you got mantras to raise the frequency of Earth.
Right. Dr. Frank said there were two important things. One was entering into the silence. And when I think of meditation, we break it down into meditate, the Latin to wait in the middle between spirit and the breath and the control, and silencing the mind. Oh God, if that were easier. And then the other one is prayer. So talking to God and listening, right?
Yeah, it's better that you concentrate entirely on what you're doing and not try to go in different directions, because your mind gets so full of what you got to do that you're thinking a week before what you're going to do now, and you're thinking about it, not waiting till the time to do it.
Oh yeah, I think if you could take a hammer and pound that one into my brain, that would be wonderful.
It'd be better if I could hold you by the feet and shake all the untruths out and put the real information.
Exactly. I would open my pockets and help you on that one. So tell me, you were telling me that we're on track and that there's a series of phases that the Earth's going through, and we had just finished phase one. Can you talk? You don't have to tell us specifically about the phases.
We were in a transformation process, and every human and every animal, every plant, mineral, and the hierarchy of angels and ascended masters and my people from where they are and all the planets, and so they are all sending frequencies from the other dimension and here in this solar system and other universes to make sure that the Earth is not destroyed, because we've lost civilization after civilization and had to rebuild it. And it's always destruction when they die, they end it and have to start over. And then the people don't have the consciousness. It takes a while because they're like a child, When you're primitive and you don't have awareness, you're also react in a violent way to something you fear. And so societies take a long time to reach the point like Atlantis and Numera. And so we want to protect the Earth from this over and over, bringing plants, minerals, animals, and creating a paradise. And the Earth is so valuable because it was created by so many beings. And they worked to go get water from the water planet far in a distant universe. And they brought all the animals, plants, minerals, and so they could work in harmony so that the planet was balanced. And people here nowadays doesn't know that. And so we said, we have to make sure that this beautiful planet is still here.
So this is really I guess, an engineered planet to be special. Many positive races made efforts, and we don't realize that that's happening.
No, and you're not aware that your ancestors from other planets that brought races to the Earth are constantly coming. They have contactees, and this has been going on since before recorded history on Earth. And they always were there to support and to guide them. And in Christ's time and way before, this was going on. And you see hieroglyphs and things with UFOs and aliens, big giants. And so you know that this is true.
Yes, of course. It's, Anja, do you have anything you'd like to add there?
No.
Okay. So, so Omnec is
What is it?
Yeah, what am I?
Omnec is having a good time there in Germany. She's reunited with her manager and
I
best
have
friend.
a good time anywhere I am.
I know, but you're especially happy to be back with Omnec.
Oh, I'm looking for all my old friends. And
Yeah.
most of them, some of them have translated already, but the ones that are here, it's like my second home.
Yeah,
And
they have lots of
they're
love for you.
part of my soul family.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Omnec is just like Raymond Keller. They remind me of little babies that you just want to snuggle and cuddle. There's never
And
an
giggle.
word, a positive. It's always wonderful.
My
So,
spiritual mom and my spiritual dad.
Right.
yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
little one.
And you're
Yeah.
the uncle.
I'm Uncle, not Odin.
Uncle Rob.
Uncle Rob.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
comes. What planet do you come from?
Well, they told me I come from Venus.
Oh,
I asked them.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of look like Uncle Odin with your hair.
Oh, yeah, everyone's got white hair up there, huh?
Everyone almost.
Yeah.
But mine comes from a bottle.
You're coming from a bottle now. Okay.
Yeah.
So, she's been living here. I did ask them. I said, thought I identified with the Pleiadians, and I was meeting Don Thor and the crew there at Gabriel Green's place. A couple years after, well, about 10 years after Raymond met Lady Orda, down from the spaceship in a car, 57
Who's
Blue White.
that, Lady Orda?
That's the Queen of Venus now.
Well, yeah, that's true. Now they have a new civilization in the physical. Because
Yeah.
when I came here, they didn't.
They have a new civilization where?
On Venus.
Oh, you mean on the surface it's grown?
When we came to Earth from the astral,
Yeah.
we were up there because we depleted the atmosphere and it was uninhabitable. So since we've been there and since I've been here, I don't know what's happening because I'm not up there. But I think that there is a new civilization, new Venus, new Venusians, and they have their own order of how the planet works. And I'm not familiar with all that.
Raymond knows a
Maybe
little
Ray
more.
can better explain
Sure,
that.
I'd be
I
happy
think
to.
Ray should explain the other levels of Venus that he is aware of, because since I have been in contact with Omnec since 30 years almost, I was always only aware of the astral Venus. I was thinking that there is no physical life possible and that there is no civilization. And so it was blowing my mind when I met Ray 3 years ago now. And then I learned for the first time that there are also other levels of density and that there's an interior of Venus system, right? And what happened with Valiant Thor? He was also not coming from the astral. He was also coming from a different realm, right?
Yeah.
So Raymond can certainly better explain
Sure,
the other Venus.
I'd be happy to do that. And
I want to know too.
Well, then we listen now.
Well,
we learn.
Early on in ufology, Jacques Vallée and John A. Keel and other researchers of the paranormal and noticed that there seems to be a hierarchy of dimensional tiers in the universe, like a strata. And John A. Keel called this the superspectrum. Now, when our physicists look at the universe, they, of course, say, well, we can only see 10% of it. They call the other 90% that they can identify as dark matter. But the preponderance of parallel worlds, alternate timelines, and multiple dimensions, and the physicists now say that there's at least 11 dimensions. And in conjunction with the basic teachings of Theosophy, Helena Blavatsky said, the immensity of space is filled with intelligences, both seen and unseen. And of course, the Egyptians in ancient Egypt believed that even the rays of sun, the emanations of light from the sun, were intelligent
beings.
Yes, intelligent beings,
In the sun.
disembodied intelligences, but beings of light that were providing illumination and understanding to certain people here on the earth. So it's a very complex subject, all of outer space. But even when we look at the earth, we know that there's these multiple levels. There are people that have, passed through areas of magnetic disturbances. They're driving their car in Pennsylvania, and suddenly they find themselves on board a ship off the coast of the Philippines in the 18th century. So something's going on, and we have ghost phenomena, we have cryptids, spectral phenomena, all kinds of interaction of worlds and dimensions
and beings that we're not aware of.
We have a multiplicity of phenomena that testifies to the fact that there are multiple worlds, and as far as Venus goes, recently the wife of one of the prime ministers in Japan described a trip to Venus, and she said that was her understanding that there were at least 4 parallel Venuses that were running, including a physical one, and then different densities of
different
Venus,
vibration,
different vibrational levels, as Tesla explained. And so Tesla, when you read about him, he was in contact with
and he himself was going somewhere else.
Read all about Tesla in my book, Venus Rising, and his connections with the planet Venus on both the physical and multi-dimensional levels. So,
that's where you got that information.
Yeah, if you want to better understand this, so far I've written 7 books about Venus and 2 books about paranormal and supernatural phenomena, and 1 modern translation of the Gospel of Thomas.
He's the master of it.
So that's a good source to start with. Of course, there are others who are more expert on it and have a greater knowledge and that have gone in the past.
I don't think so.
Like Percival, Dante, Emanuel Swedenborg, George Adamski, some of these other people that have preceded me. But I figure that I might be among the last of the physical contactees on the earth, and I think you would enjoy reading my books.
I know you would.
Oh, thank you, Omnec.
Rob, you're muted.
You lost your voice.
Yeah, my throat. You can Raymond also, you can meet him when you come here to Mount Shasta. He signs his book. He's going to be speaking quite a lot this year. He'll be going from one talk to the next, and this may be his last year. We know that they told him there's some event coming next year that'll change the Earth forever. I don't know if it's positive, both, or whatever it is. I think it's a step forward. Louis Martens from South America, who's been to Venus, he's been to Ganymede, been inside the inner Earth on several occasions, said that next year they call it the year of liberation and resurrection. So that sounds like good news to me. Now, the main question I had for Raymond and Omnec, you can share about this as well after Raymond finishes, but the Queen of Venus has been telling me, we're entering the period of tribulation, and there's a lot of people who are feeling like oh no, we're not going to have tribulation. I have people actually telling me they themselves, I have changed the timelines. I don't know about that, but they have indicated that not since the time of Moses and Noah will the earth go through such changes. And my view is that these are cleansing aspects with the transfiguration that Omnec talked about. But she says the chosen would be the reaper angels, or the beings would come here to remove humanity. In the Bible, one will be there and one would be left. So,
No,
Raymond,
the people who can accept the transformation will be recycled.
right. Well, Kaz, I want you to talk about people are kind of going, well, there's no chosen people. It's about ascension and a star seed. So Raymond, I'm going to give you the floor and tell us, what the Queen said about the resurrection and the removal. And Commander Rains also mentioned you were the
Oh,
chosen one.
sure. I'd be happy to do that. Well, in the Bible, in Matthew chapter 24, the apostles and disciples of Jesus asked him when the times would be of the end of the world as we know it, not the physical end of the world, but the end of the world as we know it, the civilizations and so forth. And the master replied that not even I, nor any of the other angels in heaven have any knowledge of this except my Father above. But he said to watch the times and seasons, watch the skies, because signs have been given by all the prophets and apostles going back to the beginning of recorded history. And one of the things that it's going to be happening in the coming years, in 2029 and then in 2031, we're going to see the close passage of two asteroids to the Earth. One will pass between the orbit of the moon and the Earth, and then 2 years later, another one. That first one, the Apophos, and then the second one is coming 2 years later. So this is going to be the start of many disturbances, physical disturbances on the Earth, as well as beginning of political and economic turmoils. Well, if that hasn't already started, right now the whole Middle East is in flames.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are things that we need to be aware of. And I would say that the people whose hearts are in the spiritual, the spiritual center, they're the ones who are manifesting this interest in flying saucers and extraterrestrials and paranormal phenomena and communication with the powers beyond the earth, the ministry of angels, and so forth. So they're already in tune with something. They know something's going on. These are the elect. These are the ones who are in their last incarnation, and many of them may be even caught up, as the Bible talks about. It's the word rapture is not mentioned in the Bible, but there are many indications that such an event as is reputed to be attached to the rapture, like in Second Thessalonians and so forth, that all of this is applying to a real event that will take place for the ones who are going to go up and meet our brothers and sisters of other planets, the ones that we have previously described as angels, to receive instructions so they can come back down to the earth and help the rest of us move along the ladder so that we can join them upstairs.
You're right. The consciousness is changing.
Talk into that microphone, Omnec. Go ahead. Talk to the audience of the microphone a little closer.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's all right if I sit back. Anyway, I was going to say the consciousness of the people on earth is being raised to the transformation. And now that because they have this ability to realize the existence of all these things, and it's part common because their brain is not separated anymore. It's actually becoming one. And that allows them telepathy and different ability that human beings used to have.
Right. You had mentioned to me privately when we talked, um, you did say, we have the higher frequencies and everything coming, and a lot of people are kind of fearing this shift a little bit because it's going to transform the earth, but it's not a cataclysm everywhere at once. It's a series of things that will cause people to become closer to God and serving each other.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, and if you were to look at Venus, you would only see a small amount of physical life on the surface. But Raymond's told me that there's 60 planets in the solar system and different vibrations.
Yep.
And now imagine that there's 8 parallel universes. Raymond wrote the book for Lady Columba, and I mean, we have 8 parallel Earths, 8 parallel Omnecs, 8 parallel Anjas.
I love that book, Rob. Lady Columba, Venus Revelations. This lady, Annabelle Krebs, she lived back in the late 1950s and was a secretary to the contactee by the name of Truman Bethlehem. And she was taken to the moon, the backside of the moon, to the moon-based Clarion, to Venus, and to other planets. And she wrote about a prophecies for our Earth based on her observations of parallel worlds. And she gave me all of her notes, all of her beautiful artwork and drawings, and they all appear in the book. Lady Columba, Venus Revelations, and Terry Springs from CBS Television, Las Vegas, Nevada affiliate. She did the Audible version of the book. So, if you're on a long trip across the country to Mount Shasta, hopefully, you'll be putting in that, or download. I guess it's an app. You've got to download it or something.
It's on Audible.
And yeah, that you can listen to that on the way. It's just such a beautiful story and full of hope and promise. She talks about the glory and exaltation that's coming to the earth when we become a celestialized planet, like unto Venus and some other planets of a higher order.
Yeah, the earth is taking its place in the higher realms because it needs to be freed of playing the negative part.
Yeah, we have enough interlopers and negativity here, and the light of Venus, Raymond, Keller, Anja, Omnec, and your love that you're sharing with people, and the fact that you really did come from the 5th dimension to serve the earth. It's not about touching you or all that. It's the fact that you're actually here. This is the externalization.
And I'm just like you. I'm not better.
No, you're better than me.
I came here to be just like you.
And for those people who are still asking, well, what is her proof? How can she prove that this is real, what she says?
It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen, with those who have the
people are still yelling for proofs, and what kind of proof would count anyway?
Well, I'm not a magician. I can't do tricks.
Exactly. And I always keep telling to people, well, she didn't come to prove anything, because those who feel the resonance, they know it's true and they feel it. And this goes through the feeling. And this is why I also feel and know from experience that the females are awakening first. They are the ones, this is the female energy that is the life-giving energy, the life-saving energy that is interested in saving the planet. It's a mother thing. It's, we love the planet. We don't want the planet to be destroyed. And if too much destructive energy is going overboard, they could blow up the whole planet with their bombs and their nuclear weapons and everything. So, of course, we need the awakening. We need the awakening into love. And this is why Omnec came. And I was ignited when I was very young. I mean, I met her when I was 24 through the TV, and then with 27 physically. And I had my first initiation into unconditional love through a darshan by Omnec. This is now more than 25 years ago. And since then, I'm going my own spiritual path, and I have awakened to my own mission. And since then, I know that all that is true. It's not a belief. It's nothing that I need to prove. And those people who have an open heart, or who have eyes to hear, and a spirit that is open, they feel the energy, they feel the truth.
And you can check my books and a lot of things.
Yeah, and the books have the same charisma as we have.
I just recently discovered, you ever watch the programs, The Ancient Aliens?
Yes.
I found out that they just discovered a lot of things that I already wrote in my book, but they didn't discover it till 2009. I wrote my book in the 60s.
Yeah, I'm going to give you facts and figures you can't deny. Now, for me personally, I met the Venusians. I saw them. They didn't age in 1982. Through Gabriel Green, they sent Semyasi. I was working with the Pleiadians, and she landed her ship in front of me, Gabriel Green, and I had an experience. And then I met Valiant Thor, and I know them, and I met many others. And I asked, through the grace of Raymond Keller, talking to the Venus and allowing them to come and meet me for a video recording, the first ever video recording of a Venusian, except for Omnec, openly stating who she is. But these people are what we call step downs. They step off the craft, come down, and go back up. Omnec came down for a life mission to finish up. But the reality,
this is one reason, one explanation why she is aging. People can say, well, okay, now Rob is saying, well, the Venusians, they were not aging. Of course, she's aging, and she is physically affected. She had a stroke. So what can anybody imagine what this woman has been going throughout all her life on this planet, with all these negative energies and everything that she had to cope with and to deal with, and she still has to go through so much stuff. Nobody can really relate to that, what she has been surviving until now.
Well, anyway, they were meeting every 5 years, and
they stopped it.
Rebalancing and checking my body if I had a disease, healing me, and all of a sudden I stopped. And
you said, why? And they said, you have to experience the consequences of your actions. You were smoking some cigarettes and drinking, I guess, right?
No.
Smoking and cigarettes is not, drinking and cigarettes is not the problem.
No.
Why did they stop?
Well, because it was against the spiritual law. I came here to experience what happens to a person of light coming to earth and living here. And I can't do that if they're constantly healing my body. So I had to let go of that and just feel what people feel and go through physically and emotionally.
Yeah, you've come out with a great big heart. What you got there, Cause? The Rockets to Venus?
Yeah, this is my book, Rockets to Venus, and it's interesting that you're talking about aging and so forth. That's me in the National Enquirer back in the 1960s, and I published this Flying Saucer magazine called the Flying Saucer Report, and they assured me that when I go back there, I'm going to look like that teenager holding up the picture of the flying saucer.
Yeah.
Is that what we want to look like?
I'd like to go back to that.
And folks, and you'll have your proof, because Raymond has assured me one day he's going to knock on my door, or I'm going to meet him. And maybe that would be my first spaceship ride, not sure. But he'll be translating next year in that wonderful form of ascension, where he'll have a new body waiting for him, and he'll be serving from Venus.
Annalise Guerin, who did that on Mount Shasta, she was taken up bodily in Mount Shasta, and when she came back looking like a teenager. She grew a whole new set of teeth, even though that she had dentures and everything.
Yeah, that's true. We get 3 sets of teeth on Venus.
You have 3 sets of teeth?
I was expecting mine, but then they stopped taking care of me, so I didn't get them.
Well, you'll be out of here soon.
Yeah,
so,
you don't need a dental plan on Venus.
No, you don't.
Or a medical plan either.
No implants.
No implants on Venus allowed. So it's a tremendous thank you so much for sharing this time.
It was a
And
joy.
thank you,
Rob,
Omnec.
for having invited us to invite you.
And thank you for taking care of these two Venusian little babies. They're so innocent. And you
I
just
have
want to
so
hug
much
them.
help, Rob. I have two assistants,
With
and at the same
Bambinos.
time, you know, I have lots of help. Meanwhile,
Yeah. Yeah, Omnec needs a little help. She's like Uncle Joe at Petticoat Junction. She's a moving little slow, but she's moving around and the light is in her and the knowledge and
I'm
the
slow and I'm sure.
yeah. Well,
thank you so much, Rob.
guys, we're gonna
Thank you.
see you here in Mount Shasta on the 17th. And we
I
gotta
want to
check it
come to
out.
next year, Rob.
Yeah, come this year. Genau.
Okay, a mule, a Batu, Barakashat.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
See you all soon.
Batu Barakashad. And
A
that means
mule, a Batu, Barakashat.
and that means
May the universal love and blessings be.
in real Venusian, folks. God bless you.
God bless you. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.